we are now joined by Amira Daboul, who is the author of a cookbook, Awafi from Amira's Kitchen, which is an authentic Chaldean cookbook that she wrote, and it has become extremely popular. So she's joining us to talk about her cookbook, and she's going to be giving us a presentation of preparing some meat pies for us. So hi, Amira, how are you?
Good. How about you?
We're doing great over here. It's so nice to have you. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
So do you want to do your demonstration right now? Is that what you're prepared for? Or do you want to chat a little bit first and then get into that?
Whatever you want, I'm ready for whatever you like.
Okay, so
I'm prepared for it. Yes.
So let's give a little bit of background information. So you have been into cooking your whole life. It seems like you said with your mother and grandmother growing up you would cook, but is it something that you did yourself at a very young age, or did you more so just watch them and then decide it was something you were interested in?
I just watched them and learned from them. My mother-in-law and my mom, my grandmother, and my mom was a really good teacher. She's always made us do things and prepare it right. If she don't like it, we had to redo it. And that's how it become good. So, and then my kids and start cooking for them. I like cooking and I love to bake and cook. So my grandkids and my kids, they all wanted my recipes and my client. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to write you recipes and then I get motivated to write a book. So, and I wanted to keep culture of Chaldean community from the village Tel Keppe we came from. I want to write it all in a book and pass it on to my kids and grandkids and future generations to come, because I need that in everybody Chaldeans moves.
So just to backtrack a little bit, you were a manicurist for 30 years, and I know you said that's...
I am still manicurist.
You still are?
Yeah, I'm still are.
I know that's one of the ways you said that you got inspired to write the cookbook, because you would be sharing with so many of your clients, but how exactly did that inspiration come? How did you kind of transform your just doing nails into something where you shared cooking with your clients?
You know, by my client hearing them all the time, we always talked about recipes and cooking. You know, you like that. Everyone likes to do that. And when every client I talk, oh, I wish I would have kept my grandma's recipes. Oh, I wish I wrote my mom's recipes. And I need them. And I'm like, thought to myself, and my kids kept saying, Mom, we want your recipes, we want them. And I kept thinking, why not write it down and put it all together so my kids and grandkids won't say I didn't have my grandma's recipes.
Yeah, and I know you talk about preserving specifically Chaldean cuisine, and around this area, the Chaldean culture is very prominent. We have a lot of Chaldean people, but if you go to other places in the world, or in the country, they don't know the Chaldean culture as much as we do. So is that part of what made it so important to you to preserve this?
Yes,
do you want to be able to spread the culture to other people and make the Chaldean culture more known nationwide?
Yeah, I did want it to preserve the village we came from, Tel Keppe, and it's a really small village, and it's not, I don't think it's going to be Chaldeans there anymore as much as used to be. We lived there. And it's Middle Eastern cooking too. It's very close to all Middle Eastern. It's just each area picked up their own recipes from the mom, and you change depend on what you have available for you at the minute you're cooking. So that's how they're very similar to all Middle Eastern cooking, because we share each other's recipes.
Yeah, so I know we're gonna transition into this demonstration you're gonna give us, but along with that, as we go into it, what makes Chaldean cooking different from traditional cooking that we're used to seeing, just putting a chicken in the oven, or the traditional American style cooking that a lot of us are used to?
It came from whatever they have available. They did the recipes. They're all natural, everything made from the scratch. We do not do nothing. We use no cans, no nothing. And the apple pie, the meat pies I'm going to make, they were the dough and the meat, and they were prepared. You can use them, freeze them. You can use them ahead of time when you need them for lunch or dinner or breakfast. The other cooking, we have the vegetable, like they cook as a season what they have. The springtime, whatever was available, summertime, the vegetable is available. That's how they made it. And it's all healthy cooking.
Yeah. And how would you say Chaldean cooking has evolved throughout the years with starting, like you said, from just what they had? Is it still that way, or has it become a little more advanced?
It become more advanced because we're here, and even in Iraq, it's more things available now. It's not like when my grandma was there and my mom. So it's different. It's more, but I kept the old way. I wrote it about old way tradition cooking. I wanted to keep that. That's what I wrote more about. The rest my recipes are from.
Yeah. So why meat pies specifically? Are these your favorite thing to make? Are they just the easiest? What makes you want to show us these specific
Because
meat
my grandkids love these. They eat them for lunch, breakfast, dinner, snack, take them to lunch. They're easy to pack for lunch for kids. And it has a protein in them, and you have flour, bread with it. And they love them. So I make 30, 40 pounds for them every time I make them, and they freeze them. And I have 4 kids and 11 grandkids. So they love them.
Yeah, it's funny you say that they would take them for lunch and stuff, because I remember even back to elementary school, I would have Chaldean friends and I would sit with them and they would bring meat pies for lunch all the time. So I'm definitely excited to see this demonstration. It's going to make me hungry, but why don't we go ahead and get started with what you have prepared for us?
I already prepared the dough, and now you divide it into big balls, and I rolled it a little bit because I know I won't have too much time. So you roll it as thin as you can, like thin crust pizza. Round.
So while you're doing that, tell us what goes into the dough.
The dough, it's flour, 1 eggs, not too many eggs, 1 egg, a little bit vegetable oil, a little bit butter, half a cup butter, salt, yeast, and water, warm water.
And then, because we can't actually feel it, the consistency looks like a little bit thinner than maybe a pizza dough. How would you compare it?
It's pizza dough. It's same way. You do it as a pizza dough, and you do it like thin crust pizza. You roll it as thin crust pizza. When I cut it, I'll show you the circle. So what I do is, because it saves me time instead of doing one by one. Some people, they like to do it one by one. I want to save time, so I roll it big as a thin pizza, round, thin, large pizza. And then I use a hamburger cutter. The size is perfect. I like the way the size and shape of it comes out. So here.
So is that a standard size, or will people make them all different sizes? Okay.
Standard size. And you could do bigger, smaller, whatever you like. And what I do is cut it all. See, that way you have a lot of them ready, so you can move fast. You don't have to slow down on making it. You can finish faster than doing one by one. And the rest of the dough, you collect it and knead it again and put it on the side so it can rest and rise again, and you could use it, do more of them.
How long do you have to let the dough rest for before you start cutting the individual pieces?
5 minutes.
Oh, okay. So
by the time I'm done with these, stuffing them and shaping them, the dough will be rested and it'll be ready.
Okay,
so you need it, you make it.
There's no sitting it overnight or anything. You can make the dough and get going right away.
When you do the dough, 2 hours minimum when you first start with the dough to let it rise, 2 hours, and then you can start doing it. And then I have the filling, which is coarse grind beef. I saute it, and I cut 1 onion, small onion, saute it, and put my spices, which is curry, black pepper, salt, and baharat a little bit, not too much. I don't like too much in there. I like more curry. Some people like more, and you can do it to your taste, whatever you like. If you don't like curry, you don't have to put it in.
So is it always onions that you mix it with, or do you sometimes use other types of vegetables?
No, just onions. If you don't like onions, you don't have to put them in. I won't put anything else. Just if you don't like onions, just do the beef, which is when you saute the onions, they melt and you don't taste them. It just keeps the meat moist. It doesn't dry out the meat, the filling. So
it
that's why
looks delicious.
Yeah. And what you do is, what I'm going to do, make it as a triangle, because I want to make it a triangle shape. It looks nice, and you put 1 full tablespoon, make it as a triangle, and then what I do, gather the dough and pinch it. don't lap it over. A lot of people do that. It gets too thick, the bottom. You don't want too much dough. So pinch it up like that. And then.
And it'll naturally stick together when you pinch it like that? It doesn't fall apart?
Yeah. See how it stick together?
Yes, looks like a perfect triangle.
Yes, and now what I'm going to do is press it down a little bit to get the air out, because when you bake it, you don't want it to blow, you know.
Right. And do you have to put any flour on it or anything?
Nothing. I don't like nothing. My dough is perfect. Like, it's not sticking nowhere. It's not melting, nothing. I don't use nothing. I just like flour, because flour will dry it up and make it doesn't look nice. Some people like to do a little oil, but I don't use anything. So what I do, and then put it here and egg wash it. I usually do a full tray. I have a tray here. I'm gonna put them all in here. And when I'm done doing them, I'm gonna egg wash. I have egg. You, with the fork and a little bit water and make it smooth, blend it in, and then you just brush.
So how long does this, because I know we might not be able to see the entire process right now, but how long?
Yeah, I have some made. Well, this doesn't take long. This will be done in 15 minutes. I'll be finishing it up, and then brush it on with the egg and bake it on 430 for 20 minutes or 25 minutes, depending on your oven, until it's golden, whatever you like.
So the entire thing can be done in under an hour and be ready to serve?
It can, if it's everything ready, yes.
That's fantastic.
Yes.
So,
and then you could freeze it really, really well. It does freeze.
How long can you normally keep them frozen for?
I would say 3 months.
Okay.
Not too long.
Yeah.
Yeah, double bag them in the freeze bag. Just protect them from burning. You know this.
Yes.
The freezer burn, because you don't want that taste of the freezer burn in it.
And then when you take them out of the freezer, how do you reheat them?
Well, usually I leave them to thaw, or if you're in a rush, I put them in the microwave for half a minute, and I like them in the toaster. So some people like them just straight from the microwave, but I like to put them in the toaster for a little bit to the crunch. I don't like them soft. So it depends how you like them. You could eat just in the microwave or just cold. Let it thaw and eat it cold.
Yeah. So as you're continuing to do this demonstration, I just wanted to ask you a few more questions about the cookbook specifically, but how did you promote your cookbook when you first came out with it?
Facebook and Instagram and the Middle Eastern shops, they all carry it. They have it. Babylon in West Bloomfield, Ashtara and Haggerty in 14 Mile, they have it. Ashat, they have it. And I have it. It's a Salon Edge, whoever needs it.
So has your audience been more so people in the Chaldean and Middle Eastern community, or has it reached lots of different cultures?
It reached a lot of different cultures, really. I'm sold out. My first printing, it's all out. I've been out. And I'm trying to get my second printing, and they're taking a long time. So it's going to be coming in a week or two. And I wanted it earlier.
What are some of the other traditional favorite recipes that are in this book that you have?
I have a lot of them. Which one would you like to know? What do you know about? Which one you know more?
What are your 3 favorites?
My favorites? Oh, I like them all.
How many recipes are in the book total?
Not over 130 recipes.
Wow.
I included breakfast, appetizer, majana, dessert, main dish. Vegetarian, we do a lot of vegetarian ones. And my potato chop is really nice.
Ooh. What's inside of those? Just potatoes?
This is potatoes. I boiled it, mash it like a dough, make it and mix breadcrumbs and cornstarch in it and make it a dough. And then you stuff it with hamburger stuffing. I make it and with the spices, parsley, onions, and then you form it round and deep fry it. It is the best when you do it, when you eat it right.
Looks delicious. Show us a dessert.
Okay, the dessert. Which one would you like to see? The baklava or?
Show us one that goes good with the meat pies.
What goes good with the meat pies? I think.
Or do they all? Can you eat anything together within this cookbook?
You can eat anything you want. I want to show you. This is the cake I like. my love, actually. My mom, back home, my neighbor used to make it all the time for my mom. And when we came here, we lost the recipe. I didn't have the recipe. So my mom always said, oh, I love that cake. I wish I knew, to make it. So I start testing myself and trying to make it the way we like it. It's a caramelized sugar cake. We caramelize sugar and put it in the cake batter.
Wow.
And it is excellent. It's really good. So I call it Sabus cake because it's my mom's favorite cake. So I named it after her.
That is so sweet. And the name of the cookbook is Awafi from Amira's Kitchen. What does Awafi mean?
It means, when you come to my house and I serve you dinner or lunch, whatever you're eating in my house, and you say, Amira, that was excellent, we say Awafi. It means my pleasure. I'm glad you enjoyed it. It means so many nice things, like from the heart. Yeah. Middle Eastern use that word Awafi for it. It has a lot of meaning to it.
And Amira, just a couple more minutes we have here with you before we have to let you go. So is there anything else within the demonstration that you want to show us? I know you mentioned that you had a couple of completed ones that we could see. Wow, those look fantastic. You can see the nice golden brown. And you said those baked for about 25 minutes?
Yes, 20 to 25 minutes, depending on your ovens and your. So what I do, let me show you how it is.
Cut it open.
See how soft?
Yes, let's see the inside.
How it is. See how nice it is?
Yes, that looks delicious. And what are some side dishes that you might serve with these?
You know what? You could eat it with yogurt, Greek yogurt. Use it as a spread. Dip it in as a sauce.
Yes.
It's really good. Actually, it's just you eat it like that with tea, coffee, for your lunch with salad. Mm-hmm. You can have salad with it.
Yeah. And so you are working, I know you said you're completely sold out. The book has been a huge success. That makes me so happy for you. Congratulations on that. And you're working on a second print. Is that a new cookbook with new recipes or just?
That's the same one. Just the same book. I ordered another print.
And when can we expect to see that one on shelves in stores?
August 15th.
All right.
It's going to be out.
Well,
Yes.
Amira, thank you so much for joining us. This demonstration was fantastic. It's been great talking to you, and I'm definitely looking forward to trying these myself. They look delicious. Oh, do you have something you want to tell?
Yeah, if you want to order, you could pre-order or order when it comes in. If you want to order in August, middle of August, or pre-order. And Amira, www.amiraskitchen.com.
All right. Well, thank you so much. It's been great talking to you. Have a great rest of your day.
You too. Thank you. Thank you for having me.